Okay, hello there, this is Draconic What If, and welcome to part 2 to What If Deku was Storm's son, my bad over there. And also, this is how I really sound like, because like before I was using voice changers, so I'm just saying, so yeah. But I'm gonna stop using voice changers, I'm gonna let my normal voice over here. Anyway, so like, last time we left off with Deku destroying robots left and right, not letting anybody score any points. And then a few minutes after him doing that, the 0 pointer comes in, and of course he says, "Ooh, now that's a challenge." Okay, but then then he's getting ready to like lunge at it, like fly to it. He hears a scream, like I'm thinking. Then he looks and he sees like a pink-haired girl with pink skin and horns, like um, under the rubble. And he's like, wait, that's the girl I saved when I was a kid. And of course, like without a second thought, he probably just goes straight for the 0 pointer. And when he lands on the floor, he just straight up like puts both of his hands together and shoots out a lightning bolt that pierces straight through the 0 pointer, and then getting the rubble off of Mina. Of course, he picks her up, and carries it to like the recovery girl. Of course, Mina blushing a little bit because she does remember who Deku is, of course. And I know for a fact that I definitely did make Deku X Mina what relationship, so ship. And if I didn't make it clear in the last one, I'm sorry, but like that's the ship I decided to go with. So I'm just saying. So yeah. Of course, thing like everybody was just like shocked like at the raw power of like Izuku. Like, but of course the thing was like everybody was also pissed at him because he didn't let anybody score any points. So like everyone else had to like redo it. You know, the only person that was actually able to score some points was like Mina because he like managed to like get a few robots before like Izuku did. So I'm just saying, so, yeah. So of course, and then like everybody was like pissed like because everybody had to literally like, redo the exam. So yeah, and Izuku scored around like 300 to like nearly 400 points, easily destroying All Might's record and setting a new one. So then he comes back home and his mom asks him like, so how the exam went? And he was like, it was pretty easy. Well, the written part was thing a bit tricky, but the practical part was easy. And then his mom says, Izuku, I hope that you at least let others take some points, because like his mother did the exam when she was younger, so she knows about the robots. And he says, "What about that?" And she's just like, "Izuku, Did you? Let me guess. You just made everybody retake it since you didn't leave any robots for them." And he was like, "Yeah, I guess they're gonna be mad at me." And she says, "Oh, they definitely will be mad at you, Izuku. There's no doubt about it, because you hugged all the points for yourself." So yeah. And he says, I also like rescued this pink-haired girl, the girl that I saved a long time ago when I was a kid. So there's that. And she's like, I'm thinking, oh wow, so you also got rescue points. That's nice. Alright, anyway, so yeah. Of course, then we get to like the 10 months of not the 10 months of training. Did I skip the 10 months of training? Shit, wait. I think I skipped the 10 months of training, didn't I? Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but like I think I went over it. But anyway, so like the 2 weeks when he was like waiting for his like enter like letter from UA, he was like just doing his general training. But his mother decided to like during that time decided to like you know get Izuku, and she said that she wants him to meet somebody, and that person, of course, is going to be Professor X. If you want me to add somebody else instead of Professor X, then tell me. I'll add somebody else. If you want to be a Magneto, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, or like Beast, or Iceman, someone else, you can just tell me. But yeah. So she takes him to Professor X. So yeah. And so like yeah, so like when he meets with Professor X, he asks him like, "Mom, who is this person? Who is this like uh old guy on a wheelchair?" And she just smacks him on the head, saying, "Show some respect." And he's like, "Ow, sorry." And of course like Professor X just laughs a little bit, like, "Storm, it's okay," because that's what he calls us, by hero name. Although like it's Inko, and I'm pretty much sure I did make Inko the number two or number three or number two hero, from what I remember. I think it was like the number two or number, like somewhere like in the top numbers. So yeah. Actually, yeah, I think I did make a number two hero, number three, so one of those two. If I made a number two hero, oh my god, poor Endeavor. Holy crap. So there's that. Anyway, so like, um, so Inko says, Professor X, this is my son, Midoriya, Izuku Midoriya. And Professor X says, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, Izuku. I'm I'm uh, I'm I'm Xavier." So Professor X, in other words. And then he just asks like, "Professor X, can you tell me like why did my mom bring me here? Because I asked her multiple times on the way here why she bringing me here?" And all he said, and like all Professor X says, "Well, the thing that your mom wanted me to help you out with was like to like, help you control your powers way better." And Izuku just says, "Why do control my powers good though? I don't see there's anything wrong with it." But then Izuku just sneezes like straight up like, and he causes like a bit of a thing like a small tornado to like not towards Professor X but like to the side, and Professor X will be like, "Yeah, you can totally control your powers." It's like, well, maybe not that much, but it's a work in progress, okay? So like for the 2 weeks that he was with the Professor X, he trained his abilities. I gave him like word manipulation, but he can also like, create it because I said before he that his word manipulation is strong out, so he can like create weather whenever he wants to. So he can easily create an like a blizzard, a tornado, or like a lightning storm. Like he doesn't have to like actually use the weather. He can't manipulate the actual weather, but he can like also create weather with no problem. So there's that. So he trains it, and then like then I think when they come back, the day before the 2 weeks end, like um he of course like Izuku was exhausted because Professor X kept on like training him a lot to control his power. So he just came back home exhausted, and he says, "Mom, I can't believe you put me through that." Because like Professor X, but when it came to Izuku's training, he was pretty strict about it. Pretty strict, making sure that Izuku can properly control his powers. So he definitely made him go through a bit of a hell. So there's that. So yeah, and Inko of course is like laughing a little bit to like for like because she did like take revenge for like those kids that Izuku didn't let. Because I said before that Izuku is a bit confident, but sometimes too overconfident. So his mom just has to be like, "Boy, if you don't shut your mouth, I swear I'm gonna give you an ass whooping of the century." Because like she does get annoyed when Izuku thinks that he's above everybody else just because he's a mutant. So there's that. Because I did say that people with the X gene like don't have the same mutations as people with like that have quirks. Difference. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I just have to crack something, mark my shoulders. Anyway, so yeah, they come back home. The next day he received the letter, and of course, Omai says, young Midoriya, you scored the highest, beating even my record, setting a new one for the whole of the UA. So yeah, but and then Omai says, but of course you could have let other students like let's get some points because they had to stay behind and redo the practical test. And of course Izuku's like, damn it, I didn't think it was that serious. And like and he says, now welcome to Your Hero Academia. The classic All Might stuff. Of course like Deku. I'm saying Deku instead of like Izuku because you know who I mean. So he knew that he was gonna get in no problem, like without a doubt. You know. So anyway, so like then we go to when he for the first day of UA. On his way there, like he's just like flying over there, right? And thing on his way there, he sees like Mina. So he decides like land behind her and scare her. And to me, it's like she nearly slapped him because like thing yeah, because he's scared her. And it was like, whoa, calm down, you didn't have to do that. And she was a bit like mad for like him scaring her, but she did thank him for like saving her. And then they just like walked and like talked. Mina was blushing a little bit because it's because like that's the person that saved her life twice already. So yeah. So she did develop a crush on him. So I'm just saying that. Plus, like I'm not gonna lie to you, like Deku, he is the girls will like him. He's a chick magnet. Not gonna lie. So I'm just not gonna lie. He's a chick magnet. Okay, so like they are walking. Then they get to the entrance, and of course they see Bakugo and of course Izuku just like being him because like both Bakugo and Izuku don't like each other. So Izuku just says, "Yo, Katsuki, how are you? It's been a while." And then Bakugo says, "Shut up, you goddamn nerd." And he's like, "Oh, am I a nerd? You're the one to say." Because like and of course Bakugo says, "How am I a nerd?" And Izuku says, "Well, if you weren't a nerd, how would you be able to pull off all those all the crazy crappy explosions when you're floating up in the air? Because that does require some brain power, which I'm surprised you have." And of course that just pissed off Bakugo. He was about to explode. He was about to go full explosions on Midoriya, but he was like, he just like just like dodged all explosions that Bakugo threw at him, and he just like flew up into the air and said, see ya, he just says to the both of them, "See ya inside," and he just like flies in there. He does take like a few minutes to like find like the like class 1A. It's like when he opens the door, he just like he just like sees everybody. But of course, as I said, the Bakugo like cause like because how I said because like he didn't mean Bakugo in a way, so like Ida wasn't exactly scolding Bakugo when he walked in. He Ida just automatically just, like everybody just like swarms him like like some of them because they are pissed about him like taking all of the points, and either just congratulating him on being a better student as in canon because he saved like because he knew that there were other points, and he says like Ida, I'm actually surprised that you didn't know, because like come on, heroes do have to save people, so of course they're gonna be rescue points. It's just normal logic. And plus, my mom is the number 2 hero. I'm gonna make her number 2. That's what I'm saying. Number 2 hero. And everybody's like, wait, so your mom is Storm, the number 2 hero? And he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then like some girl says, but then some girls say the thing like, no wonder your powers seem so familiar. And all he says like, well, my powers are similar to my mom's, but they are stronger because my mom can only manipulate the weather, whereas I can create it. I can create it and both manipulate it. So yeah, so, he just like he just like takes his seat, and then he's like sees like then he just first sees like Mina walk in, and he just straight up says like, "Hey Mina, come sit next to me," you know. Cause like he's not gonna hide that he does like me now. He doesn't he doesn't like say it, but like cause like he's a bit embarrassed to say it, so he just like just instead of like saying that, he just like shows the actions that he does like her. So she does sit next to him, no problem. And then of course like Aizawa comes in and says, "Everybody shut the hell up. Like I'm your teacher, Aizawa. Shoto Aizawa. And we're gonna be doing a quirk apprehension test." And then they say, then one of them says, "But weren't we supposed to have an assembly?" And then Shota says, "UA is run different, not classically like all the other schools. This is my class, and I'm gonna run it how I want to." And I say, put on your those P uniforms, go put on those P uniforms and meet me outside. And of course, thinking like Deku, like he just like does as he's told, as he's told, like no problem, since like because there's no point of him complaining about it, so he does go change. And of course, when he does change, like, everybody can see that Asta like he has some good muscle on him. Like I wanna say he's like a bit bulky, like a little bit, but just because like wears like a baggy t-shirt, a bit like like he's not a baggy t-shirt, but like baggy jumper. Like they can't exactly see his muscles that well. So when they take it off, they are surprised. Although like Izuku does have some scars from like some fights when he from like some fights when he had with his mom, like cause his mom like thinking like cause she wanted him cause she wanted him to like have a proper experience against the villain, cause she was a bit when it came to like teach him about being a hero, she was a bit strict on that matter. Like every day like on a normal daily basis when there was like no training, she was a loving mother, loving Inko. But when it, like without training, but when it came to training, she turned into a monster. So whenever Inko said Izuku is time for training, it's time for training, his face will always go pale like, oh God no, please not today. Oh God, please save me from this she devil. That was always like Deku's reaction through that. Because after the training, he would always be exhausted and his muscles would be sore. Because she did train him like physically in some martial arts too, so he wouldn't only rely on his powers. I was about to say quirk, but he's a mutant, so he has so he has doesn't have a thingy quirk. But he has thing like the X gene, so oh my God, I need fucked up on that one, so I'm sorry, my bad. So yeah, they do come out and oh actually wait, I need to skip the part. So like Mineta trying to be a pervert, so he wants to look in, but all Deku does he sees him trying to peek, so like, all he does is just freaking he's like he just like zaps him with a low voltage. And Mineta before Mineta just like they just drops on the floor like, come on man, like this part is on the other side of that hole. And what Deku says is basically like, well you see Mineta, on the other side there's a girl that I like, and I don't want you peeking at my girl. Who knows, probably like all of the girls over there might be mine. I'm not gonna give him a harem because he's just like just saying that to kind of like make Mineta a little bit angry, because like he just have like that bit like he's confident as soon as he can he can just just like sometimes he just like becomes a jerk for jokes. Of course like one of them want to take a peek, so of course thinking it being Mina, and she did see what Midoriya was packing, so she got some serious nose and everybody wanted to look, but he just like they could just decide just get some like something to cover with. So every girl was just like, oh come on, it's not fair. Why did only she get to see the eye candy? And it's like we go outside, and of course since Midoriya scored first, like Isaiah tosses the ball to him and says he asked him, and Isaiah asked him how much did he score when he was a kid, when he was a kid without using his quirk. He said he scored about 280 meters. I'm saying 280 meters because like, yeah, his mom was training him like physically as well, so he was pretty strong and he managed to throw it that far. And he says, okay, now throw with your quirk, because everybody thinks he has a quirk although he actually doesn't. So okay. So then he just like gets ready to throw it. He throws it and then also like uses it also like uses like the wind and also some like lightning to like push it very far. And it kind of like he throws it pretty hard, and like cause like use the wind, use like the wind to like speed up, and also the lightning. He kind of like broke the sound barrier a little bit. So he got like about 99,000 meters. And I don't care if I'm making Deku OP, okay? I don't care. Right now, I just don't care. Right now, okay? So yeah. But because I think like the main reason why is just because like, I mean it did like because basically like it did take some energy out of him, like oh that was a pretty thingy hard one to do. So yeah, and everybody was just shocked like how far like with his quirky throw it. Of course like he's not of course thinking like now we've got the test, we've got like the we've got like the jumping test, which she gets like second because which he gets like I would say first because he can literally fly, so he could use fly up, so he gets first in that one. Jumping, yeah, jumping he gets first. Then when it comes to like running, I would say he would score second behind Ida, cause behind Ida. So yeah. So yeah. And then of course we've got like the ball throw, which of course, Uraraka scores first because he can't freaking beat Infinity, unless you yourself get Infinity. So yeah. Oh yeah, the grip strength thingy. He got third. He got third. He had this. He was the third. He got third. First one I would say was Kirishima. Second would be like the guy with multiple arms, and third would be him. And fourth would of course be Bakugo. So yeah, of course like Aizawa just being shocked at like because like the ball throw that that Izuku did. He was a bit shocked at how much power the kid was packing. Anyway, so like after that, the day ends and like he's walking out, but he was waiting specifically for Mina, and and he just says, okay, sorry about that if I didn't make myself clear on the previous one. Plus my mom called me to do something. So what I said was like he was specifically waiting for Mina, and when she was walking out, he says, "Oh, hi there, hot stuff," and he just makes her makes her blush a lot. He comes the thing in. She says, "Hi, hi Zuku," and then they're just walking towards the exit. Both of them, and then when they're at the exit, he literally just asks, "Hey Mina, I've been meaning to ask, with him just like a little bit, like, would you want to go on a date with me?" Just him being like that, and of course that does make her blush, and he says, "Sure, Izuku," and he says, "Great, I'm gonna tell you tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you tomorrow which like the which place we're gonna go to. See ya." As he just like goes flying off to his home. Okay, so I want to honestly like just leave it off right here. Sorry for making it so short. Like I want to say sorry. So yeah. Well, the next what if I'm gonna be making, I don't know yet, because I know my next one's going to be like what if Asta was a necromancer. I know that. But like thinking the one after that, I'm actually thinking I'm either gonna make a Naruto what if or something else. Like you can just give me ideas like what if like you want me to make, and also like if you want me to introduce any more X-Men now. Bye. See ya.